So, okay, so first of all, I had another idea in mind for a video today, but I'm like, you know what? You probably don't want to listen to me talking about junk anyway. So I'll do a review on one of the best shows on PBS Kids, still currently airing, and that is Wild Kratts. I have very fond memories of the show, coming home from elementary school when I was like 6, always plopping on the couch and turning on the TV, and every single day at 4 p.m. watching this show. It was my favorite show as a kid, and it still is my favorite show till this day. Of course, there were many different other reasons why I've watched it throughout the past. In the past, when I was young, I mainly watched it for the animals. But as a teenager and a teenager, I watched it for that sweet, sweet Aviva. Oh, yes. But now as an adult, I kind of just watch it for both now, really. But speaking of which, speaking of Aviva, she was my first and only love. But the show is technically still airing. They did come out with new episodes. That was about, a month ago, and there was only 5, but still technically airing. The show is about, as you could guess, is about animals, but it's about these brothers. I don't think they're twins. Martin and Chris. You might recognize them from Zaboomafoo. They're the same. Yeah, here's them in real life. Actually, Martin and Chris in real life. So, yeah, you might recognize them from a bunch of other stuff, like Zaboomafoo, and they filmed documentaries to Be a Creature, I think the series is what it was. But these two are really great. They're like really they're zoologists. These two inspired me to be a zoologist myself. And granted, I haven't progressed in that goal quite yet, because college is expensive. But, yeah, these guys were really the only live action part of the show. I remember just fast forwarding it to the animated part, because that had the great story design and great action and whatnot. But it was kind of nice to see the Martin and Chris in real life find all these obscure animals when I can barely even find a dead squirrel in the forest. Although birds don't count. But I learned a lot from them, actually. The reason why I'm such an animal nerd now, and the reason why I can blow practically everyone away when I talk about animals, is because of these two guys. So great. 5 out of 5, God tier show. For sure. But anyway, more about the show, though. It's about... Oh, it's a book. Oh, a sticker book. Cool. It's about, as I said, Martin and Chris going on adventure, teaching kids about animals. Sometimes they save animals from, like, their villains that they have. There's a fashion designer, there's a robotics engineer, an endangered chef, and they recently made a new villain in the construction business, and they help protect the animals from those specific villains. And they save it by the power of creature powers, which they wear these little vests, which is essentially the Omnitrix from Ben 10, but they put discs in that, oh, sweet Aviva, makes for them. And then they have to touch the animal in order to activate it, though, DNA activation, which I guess makes sense. Let me see if I can find... Oh, wait, duh. Yeah, see? It can turn them into different variants of animals. It is nice to see the design of some of the animals, though. I remember back when furries first came into existence, me and my sister were always like, so does this mean when they activate creature powers, does that mean they turn into like a furry? I still think about that till this day. It's very deep thought, really. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do have a couple movies about it, though, such as the Cats and Dogs ones, and then there's the Christmas special, and whatnot. Out of all the shows that I've seen on PBS, this show is actually the one who had the most holiday specials. They had a Mother's Day one, of course Halloween, and of course Christmas, Thanksgiving. I bet you can guess what that episode was about, or what animal was the focus in that episode. I think... Yeah, and a lot of the more unskewered animals that you probably wouldn't even know existed, they teach you about it. Like all the popular ones you knew existed, but some other ones that you probably didn't know existed, such as the let me see if I can think of any that they included that most people won't acknowledge. Oh, yeah, speaking of which, here's one of the villains, because he's the main antagonist, I guess. He's pretty much an emo. An emo robotics inventor. There's the fashion designer lady over there. Yeah, I remember one episode, she wanted to make Draco lizards into a dress. Oh, that's another animal they talk about, actually, that you probably didn't know existed. The Draco lizard, which is essentially just a dragon. So you can look it up. I don't want to right now. I can't really find any more villains now. Oh, yeah, here we go. Gourmand is the chef dude. Endangered... Well, that's uncanny. Endangered species chef. And then the newest one, actually, is... Oh, yeah, I forgot about Davio. He is the fashion lady designer, Danita, her over here. He's her assistant. He's pretty much, like, a gray tier character, I guess. Very stupid, but definitely her muscle, for sure. The newest villain introduced is her. Construction... Based on the last name, it's pretty obvious what she is into. She also has a henchman too. Oh, there he is. Yeah, they were first introduced in the Black Bear episode. My favorite episode of the series that they made. Also probably would be one of the older ones. What's this? Bruh. Yeah, one of the older episodes, you can actually really tell based on the quality of not only the quality of the video, of which is older and which is newer, but all of the older ones, during the intro, they would have, like, they would have a Wild Kratts thing and then, like, zoom into the live action Chris and Martin. And it's but that was just the older ones. The newer ones, it actually showed the Wild Kratts logo, and then it showed the Earth, and then where Martin and Chris were in real life. Those were in the newer ones, and then Martin and Chris like got zapped into the animated, and then the theme song came on, and then the wicked killer theme song, I might add. That was sick. And then the rest of it came in after that. Oh, actually, yeah, the Draco Lizard was actually one of my favorite episodes. It was an older, episode. And also the Komodo Dragon, that was another good episode that I really liked. Pretty much all the reptile ones I really liked, but that doesn't count because I'm a reptile guy in general. As you can clearly tell by the pets that I have. Yeah, all in all, though, very good show. God tier, 5 stars. What's this? Oh, that's right. Another episode that they had was a Amazing Amazon, focusing on the Amazon, and then there was also Creatures at the Deep Sea. Huh. Interesting. $79. But anyway, yeah. If you haven't checked the show out, definitely do, for good. The best part about the show, though, is that it appeals to all ages, actually. Adults, kids, teenagers, for different reasons, such as that sweet Aviva for teenagers, and I guess adults, and the animals for the kids. The best part about this show, though, is that they don't treat their freaking audience like they're idiots! Like practically every single kid show does. They talk down to you. This show does not, which is one of the great things about it. They do try to educate you as much as possible and try to talk about that specific animal as much as you can so you can understand whatever it is that they're doing or saying. And they do a very good job at doing very good storytelling and very good at education purposes as well. It's both. Used for both. I mainly watch it for the story design now, for ideas for my comics and whatnot, because I practically know everything about every animal that they talk about now. The animation, though, is spot on. The eyes do kind of not match sometimes. Their mouth sometimes doesn't match what they're saying, but that's fine. No animation is perfect. And all the characters are great. Especially her. The design of the animals is actually pretty cool, too. I've used a lot of the design of the animals, actually, for my own. And they do a really good job at drawing the realistic. Yeah, see, look at that hand. Look how good they drew that freaking hand. You all know how hard hands are to draw. I actually use this animation style a lot. Oh, that's hot. That's so hot. Plushies. Yeah, it's definitely I think it's one of the most popular shows on PBS now, because it appeals to a wide variety of audience. They also have a bunch of kids. For some reason, they have a bunch of Wild Kratts kids is what they're called in this show. It's essentially kind of just like, essentially like their sidekicks or their number one fans or whatnot. It's kind of like a YouTuber and its subscribers. That's kind of what their relationship is what I would be to describe it. The characters, Martin and Chris, as I already said. The villains, as I already said. Koki is this black one right here. She's the team's mechanic, and that sweet Aviva is the inventor, the person who made, the genius mind behind these creature power suits. The greatest mind other than Azimuth, who created practically the exact same thing as the Omnitrix, but a vest and with animals instead of aliens. And Jimmy, this is redhead over. Oh gosh, this design. Hey, it's the Boomafoo. I never realized that. Anyway, Jimmy's this redheaded guy. He's kind of like the Shaggy of the team, I guess, is what I would describe him as. And I guess the Boomafoo could technically count as Scooby. I don't know. Each episode, they introduce a new animal that Martin mainly names. Most of the names kind of make sense, and some of them are actually pretty cool, such as Blur the cheetah, and then there was also Rubos the kangaroo, Koala Balloon was the koala, Spinester the thorny devil, and so many more. One issue I do have, though, is every time one of those baby animals appear, it's always a baby. Like, how is it still a baby? Animals grow up and mature very fast, but nope, every time you see the baby animal, it's always a baby. But I guess that makes sense, because this is a fictional universe and fictional characters never age. The only baby animal that actually did, age was a baby tooth, the Arctic wolf pup. That was the only one that they actually showed grow up. For some reason, I don't know why. Oh yeah, also the penguin episode. That was pretty cool. I don't really have much to say anything else about Wildcats anymore, other than it was very, very great, and you definitely should check it out, because it appeals to not just kids, but all ages. And it's definitely one out of the 5 other good shows that's still left on PBS Kids. They mainly play reruns now, which is fine. I like watching reruns anyway. Actually, the very first episode, Mom of a Croc, was the best episode, hands down. I think many people can agree with me on this one. Mom of a Croc was a very good episode. I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about this, peanut butter and jellyfishes. So, fellow viewers of the internet, I guess this is farewell for now. Check out Wild Kratts. Definitely, you should really watch it. I really love it. Many people love it. The rest of my family love it. It's all in all just a great show. 5 stars, God tier. Yeah.